Hello everyone, I am ARollingWalrus, and today I'm playing Project Explore. Now, I'm gonna do something a little different this time. I was reading about this game when I found it in the store. It seemed like it was something similar to Dig or Die. It's a survival game. It was hoping to take a different take on the survival dynamic where the developer didn't want you to have to set up a base and just kind of stay there. He wanted you to get out and explore. So I thought it'd be fun, maybe I could play it, put together a guide. So I played it for about an hour and a half, and this is an alpha game, so this isn't it's nowhere near its final product. But as I was playing, I was encountering just even some basic, interface stuff. And I know this is an alpha, I'm not trying to be too harsh on it, but I'm also he's charging $5 for it at this point, and it's also looking at the game potential, even just the basic. This is going to be a review, basically. I'm doing a review of this game in its alpha state, as judging how it is right now and where he could go with this, because I'm already seeing some basic problems with the game design. So here, just let me show you. So, new game, I'm going to create a small world. So, something I was finding is when he had the tutorials pop up, the controls are WASD and your mouse to interact with stuff. When the tutorials popped up, you had to hit enter to close anything. In the menu, you have to hit enter. Now, the reason I bring that up is because your left hand is already on WASD, your right hand is already on your mouse, so you have to remove one of those to interact with the menu in some places. You have to go to the enter button. I know that seems like a nitpicking thing, but it's also it feels very disjointed, if that makes sense. Now, this is the game. This is what it looks like right now. I know this is an alpha. I'm going to keep saying that this is an alpha. I'm talking about this game as it is in alpha right now. As you can see which version it is in the top left of my screen here. So basically you go and you hit trees with rocks. You don't actually get to see what is in your inventory. You don't have a little bar with the items in the stuff. So you have to hit I, and again you have to take either your left hand or your right hand off the appropriate control keys and it's annoying me. Okay, so you have stuff for a foundation to build a house, and I'll get to that in a minute, why I'm annoyed at that too. Here's how to build a light source, how to build better building materials, stuff you need to build weapons, to build larger carrying. And see, this is where your hotbar is. You have to kind of remember where things are that you put them. You have to drag from your storage to your hotbar. He doesn't have any health items or food items as of now, but again, this is an alpha. However, just because it's an alpha, I don't think it excuses. We'll get there. So anyway, so this is you have some tools that you can make, as well as ammo. You have to build the individual ammo. You have to build every single bullet and every single arrow. Okay, so here's my first thing. All around here, there are a bunch of buildings. And you go in the buildings, and if they're locked, you bash the door down. And this is where my first thing comes in. You can build a house. You can build, a door and all this other stuff. The problem is, why would you build a house if there's all these buildings around here? I don't see a point. You could easily just take over one of these buildings and make it your home base. However, he's already said that he doesn't want you to focus around a home base, except to take shelter at night. Now that's great, I can get that, taking shelter, it's a survival game. However, there's no mini-map, there's no, I don't know how the compass works. I don't know if that just shows you, I don't know if you get to set a home point where the compass always leads you back to you. But it's really hard. In my first run through, I built a shelter, and then I couldn't find it again. So just, it seemed to defeat the point, because, the game is designed where you're just kind of exploring the map and getting resources, and it doesn't seem conducive to having to spend, I don't know, like, why would you build a base if you're just never going to be there? Especially because it doesn't even seem necessary. And see, like, you even in these houses, you find, like, a small fire and stuff like that, so you don't even need to use resources on that. Now, there is a sanity thing, and there is, like, you hunt creatures, you bash down trees. It doesn't seem to have a clear direction. I don't know. I guess it's just supposed to be fun, like, you gather resources and build better guns to kill more things. Right now, like, Minecraft does that, but Minecraft has a charm, and, like, there's a whole, like, building dynamic, and, you know, there's actually a point to building a base, and then there's Dig or Die, which I played, which was also an early access game, except it was a lot more polished than this. It wasn't in its alpha stage, that's true, but it's still a very early access game. He's only charging $3 or $4 at this point, and already, like, that game, Dig or Die, is cheaper and roughly the same stage in development, and it's already a better game. Like, there's already a point, the developer's direction is very clear, whereas this, it's just, like, it's hard to tell where he's going with this. Like, why would I need to build a fort if there are tons of pre-made buildings around, and I don't want to waste the resources? Like, it's really easy to lose your direction on this. All the places look the same. Honestly, I feel like it's a waste of my $5 at this point, even though it's an alpha. I mean, he could come back and make it a fabulous game out of this, but I don't see it. Like, the whole time I was playing this, I was more focused on trying to figure out how you craft sticks. Like, it took me a full 15 minutes to figure out that there's this little tiny menu, like, under tools, and you craft sticks here. Right there. And then I didn't know what any of the bars did. Like, there's no... It's just, if I'm spending the whole game trying to figure out how to interact with the interface, and, like, if I'm more focused on the game, like the game interface and the game mechanics, than I am on actually playing the game, there's a problem there. Like, when I was playing Dig or Die, I didn't encounter any bugs. It was very clear to me what I needed to do. It was very difficult, so I took 6 hours to figure out what I needed to do, and then I came back and I was able to complete the game, and it was a lot of fun. This, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do beyond, like, there's no clear progression. I mean, yeah, you can get some better tools, to better do banging things with rocks. You can get better things to defend yourself with. You can find some, like, Easter eggs. There's some books that are silly. 50 Shades of Grass. I mean, that's silly, you know, but what am I supposed to do? Like, there's not any kind of charm to the survival element. Like, there's a sanity thing, but there's a game called Don't Starve, and they have a sanity dynamic too. And that's a really big part of the game. However, Don't Starve is a highly polished, highly stylized game. There's a huge item progression, like, and that's $15. That's 3 times what this game is, but also that's a completed game with a very, like, you have this whole science system upgrade thing. Like, there's a very clear direction in the game, there's a clear sense of progression. With this game, if you die, it's over. Like, you have to start a new game, you know, you're out of luck, basically. I mean, you can load a save, but nothing carries on between games. So just at this point, like, I was hoping to do, like, a guide, like, oh, you know, like I did with Dig or Die, just to help you guys get through it. At this point, I'm not even going to play this anymore. I mean, unless someone's like, oh, I played that, and you're missing a huge point of it, you know, like, this is really what the developer's trying to do. I was reading the other reviews, and some people are like, oh, it's really fun, you know, like, I like the exploring aspect. And I'm like, I mean, I see that, but the graphics, again, this is alpha. This is alpha. Like, he can definitely improve the graphics. There's a lot of room for improvement. But right now, I don't see a clear direction. It just seems to be kind of conflicting with itself. I don't see what makes it different. How it's trying to take it in a different direction. Because, like, Dig or Die, like Terraria, but they wanted a clear goal. Like, a clear, you won the game kind of thing. And that developer also went away from the use of magic and stuff. He wanted to be very technology based. So he built a game around that, and it works. It's really well done. It added, like, even something that Terraria doesn't have, like a very like a water dynamic. I haven't seen anything like that. So that's really cool. But this game, I don't really see what's setting it apart aside from wandering from building to building to get resources. But then again, if there's no point in gathering resources if you can't really do anything with them except craft things to get more resources. It just, like, there's no item progression that I see. There's no redeeming, like, plot. There's no, like, I mean, not that you can have much plot in a survival game, but, like, there's not anything that makes this unique that I see. So it's just like, I was playing this and I kept waiting for it to hit upon this makes sense, this is what the game's about, you know, like, I can see where the developer's gonna go with this. It's not worth $5. I guess my point is, here, I showed you the gameplay, that's basically it. You go around and hit things with rocks. You can build an axe to make it easier. You find buildings, you could take shelter at night to prevent losing sanity, you eat meat. That's the game. This is a $5 game in its alpha stage. Right now, like, and I can't even click on the button, I have to hit resume. I have to hit enter. For what he's asking for it, even though it's in its alpha stage, it's too much. Like, this game, someone pointed out in the reviews that there are better games on Congregate for free. I think they're right. For what this is, even though it's an alpha, he shouldn't be asking $5 for this. Maybe $2, maybe. I mean, unless he makes some major changes, this isn't worth your time or money. I'll keep watching the game, so as he makes progress, if he adds stuff, I might play it again, but yeah. I'm not having fun, I'm not entertained, I was mostly just frustrated with how things were working, and the conflicting, like, oh, you should build a base, but then again, you can't find your base again. And you should build tools, but all you really do is the same things you do with the rock. I mean, it's just, yeah. I was hoping to do a fun Let's Play. I'm pretty disappointed. Yeah, so if you see this game, don't buy it. Maybe keep an eye on it if he does some major rehaul stuff on the game design, graphics, anything. I mean, if he just something to make it fun, I guess. And I mean, I respect it's just one guy. Like, I respect that he's trying to make a game, but at the same time, yeah, see, like, that's all you get for Death Screen. At the same time, I don't know if this is his first project, but if it is, he'd probably be better off just making a free game on Congregate, where he can get a lot more feedback and just kind of hone his game-making skills. Yeah. So that's my review of it. Not worth the $5. Maybe keep an eye on it. It might get better. Definitely some better games out there for your money. It is an alpha, so I'm just reviewing the alpha. This might not be representative of the finished product. So, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.